Guys, today we've got the 10 best sneakers dropping in February. CPFM and Nike's collaboration has people asking questions, and Jordan Brand is about to drop a $7,500 pair of Jordan 1s. Welcome to the midweek re-up, guys. We have some pretty cool stuff to look forward to in terms of the month of February. But before we get into that top 10 list, got a couple other things that I wanted to mention, a couple other upcoming stuff. Nothing much to recap today, so let's just get straight into the upcoming stuff, and we're going to kick it off with a release that's right around the corner. The Adidas Fear of God Athletics Trainer 2, I think they're calling it. I don't know what the hell they're calling these things. Kind of like the third version now. We spoke about these on Sunday. However, we now have a release date and a retail price. So these are going to be dropping on the 31st of January for $250. So these are the official images. From what I've heard, they're great quality, so I guess there's that. But $250, I imagine these end up having a similar fate to some of the last ones. Like, no joke, I picked up the first Fear of God Adidas pair of shoes for like 80, 90 bucks. And those retailed at $250, so I can imagine these are not going to stay this expensive for very long. Travis Scott and Nike's Field Jacks just loaded up on the Nike Sneakers app for $170. These are going to be dropping also on January the 31st. We spoke about these a bunch of times. Let me know if you're interested, if you're going to be going for them. Apparently stock is kind of like midway, because these have kind of had a couple different releases before the main launch. They dropped, I think, at ComplexCon, like some kind of stashed thing on the Nike Sneakers app. Travis Scott's website did a little release, so yes, some of the stock is already gone, which means it's a little bit lower, but like overall pairs that have been made, pretty decent for a Travis Scott release, I think. This is a pretty cool pair of Harden Volume 9s. It comes in this two-tone colorway. The upper is actually leather on this one instead of like, I think, the plastic or synthetic material that they've been using on the other colorways. They're calling this one Warm Vanilla, and I just really liked the look of it. I think this model is a really good looking pair of shoes, and this just makes it look a little bit different. These are the official images, and they're going to be dropping for $160 at some point in May. We're not entirely sure of the exact date. We also just got official images of the upcoming JFG, Joe Freshgoods New Balance 992. They're calling this one Aged Well. It's made in the USA. I think it's going to retail for, $250. That is pretty tough for a pair of New Balances, but some of them do get up there. I guess what you are getting with this pair of shoes is great quality, so there is that. It's a nice colorway. Personally, again, like I said when we originally spoke about these, it's just kind of meh. It's nothing that I'm clamoring for, but I do appreciate the way that it looks. No exact release date on these, but these are official images, so I imagine pretty soon. Right, getting into some crazy stuff. Let's kick it off with Puma. They just unveiled what they're calling the Puma Mostro, but man, these things look different. What in the Balenciaga are these things? It's fully 3D printed. I think it's a collaboration with Fumito Ganryu, something like that. Now, you may think this is probably just some kind of like concept shoe. It's never actually going to release, but according to House of Heat, these are going to drop at some point this year. I mean, if Puma charged $250 for the ASAP Rocky ones, which were just kind of like slip-ons, this is significantly more detailed, significantly larger. I imagine these are like north of $300-400, but still nowhere near Jordan Brand's 7,500 pair of Jordan 1s. So this is the PSG Jordan 1 Wings pack. So this is basically kind of like the Wings pack that they did with the lows and the highs that cost, I think, like $1,500, except with this one they were like, hell, let's just see how much we can charge these people. Now, apparently there's two different versions of this pair of Jordan 1s. There's one that's got 250 pairs, all priced at 2,200 euros, but I'm not entirely sure which one is which because they both look identical to me, so maybe this is just pictures of one of them. Either way, the second one is 7,500 euros, so literally 7,500, almost $8,000, and they're going to be limited to just 23 pairs. I mean, they look very similar to the first Wings pack with that like Italian thicker leather. This one does have like some gold detailing around like the little what do you call this thing? What the hell is this thing called? A debray, the lace thing that's right at the front. It comes in an insane box, which I guess you would expect. Underneath the panel over here, you've got a little Roman numerals. This is how they're doing the numbers, in Roman numerals. So again, there's 23 pairs and they want it to be super special, which I guess makes sense, but 7,500, crazy. Let me know down in the comments if you would pick these up for that price. Another May release, we've got the Nike Kobe 9 EM Mambasita. These are going to be dropping May the 1st as of right now. These are the official images, a little black and gold. I believe we've spoken about these in the past, so we're not going to spend too much time, but yeah, we now just got an updated release. Let me know what you think about these, but let's keep it moving. This could also be a May release, or at some point very, very soon, we're going to be getting the Air Force One Low Escape. Iconic pair of forces that are coming back. I can't remember when the last one, I think it was 2005, or was that the original? So the original release for these was 2005, but I cannot remember if these had a re-release at some point. I kind of feel like they have, but I might just be mistaking it for another pair. Either way, they're coming back true to the original. This is the 2025 pair that you're looking at, so what you see is what is going to drop. And again, there's no exact release date. I believe these were originally supposed to drop in 2024, but now they say that they're going to be dropping early 2025. So since we don't have a specific release, I would imagine May seems pretty good, because I feel like if they were dropping next month in February, we would have known about it. Also dropping in May, the complete Nike SB Dunk Low Supreme collaboration. We got little images of all 5 colorways that are releasing. All retail for $135, and I'd like to know from you guys, which one would you want? Out of all of these, do you want the white, the black, the blue, the purple, or the yellow? Let me know in the comments. No specific release date in May, just at some point, but May seems to be about right. Concepts just tease a little Nike collaboration. Only one image that we have, but it does look pretty damn cool. So this is an Air Max 1, but they have changed quite a few details on here. So the soles have been swapped. I think these are an Air Max 93 pair of soles. You can see that the mini Nike swoosh on the side kind of like extends almost like a shooting star, because these have like a starry night theme to them, or like a night sky theme. From what I can tell, this is 2 different colors, but at the same time, it might be just like that it glows in the dark. So it's like orange, and then when you turn the lights off, it turns green because it glows. So it could just be one pair of shoes, but either way, this is pretty cool to see something that's like pretty unique. No idea when these are going to drop, just at some point in 2025. If we get an update, I'll let you know. Adidas and Bad Bunny are dropping Ballerina shoes. So this is the Adidas Bad Bunny Ballerina. This shoe is based off of the Adidas Taekwondo. I believe it is like a completely new model. At least I've never seen this pair of Adidas shoes before. The shape and the like slenderness of it definitely reminds me of the Puma Speed Cat, like a very rounded toe box area, very slim line, not much going on with the midsole except that it like kind of wraps up onto the top. You still got the size tag and everything on the back with a QR code, which seems to be like, Bad Bunny's new signature thing that he's going to do with all of his shoes since the Gazelles. You got the 3 stripes that kind of wrap around to underneath the shoe, and that's because if you take a look at the underneath, it's like you've only got like this tiny little slither of midsole that carries from like the forefoot to the heel. Interesting model. I don't know what they would be like on foot. I'm not the biggest fan of like these super slim line pairs of shoes. I'd try them out, but if like the Sambas don't really do it for me, neither do the Puma Speed Cats, I don't know if these things are really going to be my style. If you like them, the actual release date is going to be April the 1st, 2025. We've got official images, so let me know what you think. Oh yeah, and then there's multiple colorways, a black one as well. Oh, and maybe even a yellow one, just to kind of, make it look like an Onitsuka Tiger. CDG and Nike showed off a couple different things. Well, CDG in general, there's a couple different brands within this. So these are the Nike Rejuvenates, which are going to be coming back. If you didn't know that this model is something from like, Nike's heritage line, CDG bringing them back from the archives in pretty much original form as far as I can tell. So this almost looks like Nike Flywire, just everywhere on the entire upper, just kind of woven around, which is actually pretty interesting. You got the Nike swoosh underneath. It's a pretty simple, minimal pair of shoes. Like there's not that much going on. So apparently these originally dropped in 2008. I don't remember them. We're not entirely sure of what the retail is going to be or when these are going to be dropping. Just note that it's probably pretty soon. They also revealed a collaboration on the Nike Field General 82, which they basically just slapped logos all over a pair of black Field Generals. And really that's about it. Like you can see, this is just a pair of Field Generals with a bunch of logos on it. Looks like they do have another colorway over here, which looks pretty crazy. No release date on these either. CDG also teamed up with New Balance to release this model. It's called the New Balance 509. I don't think I've seen it before, but there's 2 different colorways, solid white and then a gray metallic one. Very, very dad shoe-esque. Like it almost looks like a freaking pair of Nike Monarchs in terms of the paneling. Very simple in nature, not too much going on. It's not really my favorite New Balance model. I feel like there's a bunch more which look a little bit better, just have a little bit more going on, but it's not bad. Again, no release date on these either. Speaking of Nike collabs, we just got, I guess, our first looks at an upcoming CPFM one with Nike on the Air Force One. And this is it. It's an all white and gray Air Force One with some like logos, some Nike flea branding on the swoosh, and that is it. Very different for CPFM. Like normally they actually do some pretty cool changes with Nike collaborations, but with this one, that's pretty plain if you ask me. There's a little shot of it on foot, and you can really tell that it is just, you know, like the Fleet branding or the CPF branding in that Nike swoosh, and that is it. Yeah, and obviously the comments are definitely right in the fact where they're talking about like, this is the same as the Utopia forces or the little Yachty forces. It might even be a little bit more lazy than that with just the Nike swoosh. Either way, these are going to drop for $150 at some point this year. We do know that they are doing other pairs with Nike. They're doing like some dunks and stuff like that. So that's probably where most of the craziness is going to come in. But if you wanted something super simple, some point this year. But with that being said, let's get into this top 10 list, the best sneakers that are going to be dropping in February, so you know all of the release details and you can pick out what you're going to be going for, because there's a lot of goodness in here. Kicking us off, number 10, we got the Jordan 3 Valentine. So this is the official images over here. Valentine's Day special coming in from Jordan Brand. Basically just an all-over pink pair of Jordan 3s. You got the elephant print. You've got like some cool little jewelry added to it. It is a woman's pair, so it is going to come in women's sizing. But these are going to be dropping February the 1st through Nike Sneakers app, a bunch of different retailers. Let me know what you like about these. Coming in at number 9, we've got the Adidas AE1 Low Best of Adi 2.0. So this is basically the Stormtrooper colorway, the black and the white colorway that they did on the mids or the highs, whatever they're calling those. Now we're just getting a low cut variation, which in my opinion, one of the cleanest colorways you can get. These are also dropping right around the corner, February the 1st for $110. Still, I think here in 2025, this is still one of the best affordable sneakers that you can get. It's a very, very good pair of shoes, even though I do think some people have overhyped them, calling them sneaker of the year and, you know, craziness like that, but I still think it's a very, very good pair of shoes. Coming in at number 8, we've got a little bit of a weird one. So it's the Jordan 1 Low 85 Royal. The weird thing about these is that they were supposed to drop, so they were kind of leaked and rumored. We've got like a style code and everything. We've got a release date February the 22nd. We've even got official images from a retailer. I think these are from Size, which is a UK retailer. So everything is kind of confirmed on this pair of shoes, except there's also been some rumors that they are cancelled. So there's this article over here. It says the throwback look was said to be cancelled. However, retailer imagery has just appeared. So this is something that we did speak about a few weeks ago, because I think this was like originally leaked back in 2024. And it's just a very weird one because we've never had a pair of shoes cancelled that we also got official images of. Like, this pair of shoes exists. It's in the hands of retailers. So how are they canceling it right now? So basically, it's kind of a coin toss. We're not entirely sure if these are actually going to be dropping or not, but if they do, sometime in February, apparently according to House of Heat, February the 22nd, this should be dropping maybe. It's also really weird because we also got some first looks at a pair of highs at the same time, the exact same colorway. So this is from Chase B. He showed this off on Instagram. They sent him over this pair. It's literally an 85 high royal colorway, but again, there's no release date on this, and it seems very, very weird to have a high and a low at the same time. Maybe they were like, we're going to drop a pair of lows, and then they were like, nah, scrap that, we're going to do a pair of highs. We're not entirely sure, but an 85 cut of the Royals may be coming this year, and it may be happening in February, so I added it to the list. Taking the number 7 spot, we got the Nike Air Foamposite Galaxy. This is the official image. They also have some shots from when they showed these things off on the Nike Sneakers app. This has been a big rollout. They originally dropped back in 2012 for All-Star Weekend, and they are returning the exact same time, February the 15th for $240. One of the most iconic sneakers out there, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to be after these things. So yeah, if you like them, be prepared because they're probably going to sell out. And then coming in at number 6, we got the heavily delayed Air Jordan 1 High OG Black Toe Reimagined. So originally supposed to drop on freaking, I think, October last year. Obviously never happened. They pushed these things last minute. They did a little Fortnite collab with them, like dropped them in game, but now they're lined up to drop All-Star Weekend as well, February the 15th for $180. I've already done a review on these things. It's a nice pair of Jordan 1s. It's an iconic pair of Jordan 1s, and I think the way that they changed this wings logo, it does have a story behind it, and there is a reason for that, not just to piss people off, and it's pretty cool. So if you want all of the details on this, go check out that video. Coming in at number 5, we've got the Nike SB Dunk Low Tourmaline or Black History Month Special Edition. So this is a pair of shoes that we've been taking a look at for a while, and here's a little description of the idea behind it, because I think a lot of people were originally confused about this pair of shoes. The sneaker fuses the rugged charm of American West with modern streetwear design to honor Black History Month 2025. It pays homage to the often overlooked history of Black cowboys, a significant cultural narrative that's gaining renewed attention in contemporary art and music. Very well done pair. I think the colorway looks pretty cool. It's definitely loud. It's definitely out there, but I like these things, and they're definitely going to be a heavy hitter for the month of February. Now, we don't have a specific release date in February, just at some point. They're definitely going to be dropping in Feb, so $135. Let me know what you think about these. Coming in at number 4, probably one of the most hyped up Kobes of the entire year, the Nike Kobe 6 Pro Tro All-Star 2.0. A very, very cool pair of shoes, really nice colorway as well, and I think one of the main standout features of it is the fact that it has like the stars on the kind of lateral side or the outside of the shoe, and then as you move in, it goes to that traditional kind of like snake skin that we know on most Kobe 6s. These are going to be dropping February the 13th for $190, guaranteed to be very hard to get. We know how Kobe's are, and with this one being so significantly hyped up, they're going to fly. Very, very nice colorway though, in my opinion, just kind of perfect. Coming in at number 3, we got the Air Jordan 3 Lucky Shorts, a very, very good looking pair of Air Jordan 3s. Kind of gives me the similar feelings I had towards the Craft Jordan 3s of the year before or last year. I can't remember when those dropped, but those were like one of my favorite Jordan 3s. Like, they were so freaking cool. They looked great on foot, and it's just this really nice, you know, sail color on a pair of 3s. I don't know if I like these as much, but I do really like the pop of UNC that you find on the back and all of the lace holes. A little bit of blue on the Jumpman over here as well. I think the biggest thing with the biggest difference with this pair of shoes is that they did replace the elephant print for suede. Otherwise, it's pretty much a UNC pair of 3s. It looks good. In my opinion, this is one of these sleeper pairs of sneakers that's going to be dropping in February, although I understand why it's a sleeper because there's so much going on, so many crazy shoes dropping. This might not be on people's priority list. They're going to be dropping February the 22nd. Let me know what you think of these. Do you like them, or do you prefer like UNCs or Crafts? Coming in at number 2, of course, it has to be the iconic Air Jordan 5 Black Metallic Reimagined. Another pair that I've already done a review on, so if you want to check out a little bit more details, see these things on foot with a couple different outfits, definitely check that video out. But these are going to be dropping February the 8th for $220. I thought it was $210. Why are they saying $220? Is it $220? Whatever the retail, it's a very, very good looking pair of Jordan 5s. Obviously one of the most iconic colorways, reimagined in almost the perfect way, at least in my opinion. They kind of kept it OG, but then also slightly changed up things just to match Michael Jordan's game-worn pair. I think this was kind of like a sample pair that he wore with the white laces and the like reflective or the white piping that's around all of the panels. You do also get black laces in the box if you really hate this look, but in my opinion, I like it. It makes these things pop. So yeah, this is definitely a must cop for February. And at number 1, we got the freaking Air Jordan 1 High 85 Bred or Band colorway. The marketing for these has been insane. Jordan Brand has been doing the rounds when it comes to marketing, and I'm really happy that they're trying to gather hype. They're trying to tell a story, which is interesting. It gets us all like focused on this pair of shoes. This is the type of thing that we want from Jordan Brand. I guess when they're just dropping so many iconic sneaker models, they can't put this kind of effort into all of them, although I wish they kind of did. For example, one of the first things that they did was this over here, the iconic Chicago Bulls statue. They put these little blacked out blocks on his shoes. So this is all like based off of the commercial. If you haven't seen the Jordan Band commercial where they put like little black boxes on the screen, similar thing, they're just kind of blacking it out to show that it was banned and tell that story, which is pretty interesting. It's pretty cool. Definitely a big part of the Jordan 1's history. Another thing they did was on their website. So if you go to Nike.com, you search up Jordan 1, you'll see random pairs of Jordan 1s have this black logo on them. Now, it's definitely random. When you see this, it's kind of like, okay, what's going on? I can imagine like the average consumer who's just on there to buy a pair of Nikes, like, what the hell is this? But yes, it's all like a lead up to tell the story of the Jordan 1 band. But as you guys may or may not know, these things are incredibly limited and incredibly hard and confusing to actually buy. So for you guys specifically, just in the US, these are only going to be limited to 10,000 pairs and only drop in 23 different stores. Now, the Nike Sneakers app just released a full store list, which does have a couple updates from the one that we took a look at a couple weeks ago. So here's the full list. Screenshot it, I don't know, take a look if you are interested, or it's uploaded on the Nike Sneakers app if you want to go and check it out. So you can see here, updates from the previous list include an addition of Canadian shops, Better Gift and Capsule, I think they call it, as well as the removal of Social Status and Shoe Palace. I don't think they're getting them. For everybody else in the world, these are going to have a little bit more of a traditional release. I think there's something like 23,000 pairs worldwide, according to some EU sneaker groups. Retail is $250. They are going to drop on the Nike sneakers app for everybody else, not in the USA. Incredibly limited, incredibly hard to get. So that means there's 13,000 pairs if we subtract the 10,000 from the just the US. All going to be dropping on February the 14th. We don't have too much details of how they're dropping in different locations, but we do know that they are going to have a release through the Nike sneakers app here in the UK, the EU, so there's that. But certainly one of the most iconic and definitely like one of the most accurate to the OGs that we've ever seen. But there you have it, guys. Those are the best sneakers dropping next month in February. Let me know down in the comment section which ones you're going to be after. And of course, if you want to make sure you're always up to date with the latest sneaker news, leaks, and rumors, all of that good stuff, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We do this every Wednesday and every Sunday. And if you want to check out another video, click that one right over there.